Hello everyone. In this video we're going to talk about the most commonly supported file formats in Robot Framework. The first one is the plain text format. It is the most common approach and we store the file by using the robot extension or the .txt extension. It is considered as the base for all supported Robot Framework data formats. The files can be edited using a normal text editor and we can use IDEs such as Write. The next thing is that the test data in the plain text format is parsed line by line, but the logical lines can be split if needed. In a single line, keyword and arguments are separated by a separator. Now, what I mean by separator is there are two types of separator. One is the spaces and the other is a pipe separator. But the most commonly used separator is the space. In the space separated format, two or more spaces act as a separator between two different data items. Here, by different data items, I mean keywords and arguments, or maybe settings in the robot framework. The minimum spaces are 2, but it is nice to keep more than 2 spaces to make the separator easy to notice. Now, let's go back to our Write editor and let's see how we can write the test cases by using the plain text format. So I'm going to go to the Write framework over here. In the last video we talked about the different variables and we created the 3 test cases. So in order to use the text data format, we're going to use, or the plain data format, we're going to use the text edit option over here. Earlier we were using the edit option and we were writing the test case over here. Now in order to use the plain text format, we're going to click on the text edit. Now over here you can see it provides a different list of variables which we created, the test cases which we created. Now over here, to write the test cases in a plain text format, we will just write as we are writing in a notepad file, but as we discussed, the minimum number of spaces we would provide is 2 spaces. So let's actually write our 4th test case. So over here I'm going to do TC04. I'm going to click enter, and to align nicely I would write the keyword under this. So I will use the keyword should be true. This is one of the keyword from the inbuilt library, and as I discussed there should be 2 spaces, so I'm going to provide 2 spaces over here, 1, 2. I'm going to write the first argument and then I'm going to again provide 2 spaces. I'm going to write the second argument. Over here if we see now TC04 will be created. As we can see over here, now TC04 is created, and if you have to check we can click back to edit and we can see we wrote the test cases in a plain text format and we have the test case generated over here. Now let's look at the other supported file format, and the other one which we're going to discuss over here is the TSV format, the tab separated format. This is the format that we were writing the test cases before. Test cases 01, 02 and 03 which we wrote in a tab separated format. So the files in the tab separated format are typically edited in a spreadsheet. They are easy to generate programmatically because the syntax is so simple. It can be edited in any spreadsheet program such as Microsoft Excel, or we can use the Write editor to edit these test cases. So let's go back to our Write editor and look at the test cases which we wrote in the tab separated format. So all of these test cases, test case 01, test case 02 and test case 03, you see that we separate the keyword and the arguments by tabs. So we can say that the tab separated format and the plain text format are nearly identical. Just the difference is that in the plain separated format we give the spaces between the keywords and the arguments, but in the tab separated format we have the tabs which separate the keywords and the arguments. In comparison between these two file supported formats, I like the tab separated format better because of the content assistance provided by the robot framework in this. In a library there can be so many keywords, and when we are not sure which keyword to use, we can press the Ctrl, Alt and space, and it provides the detailed knowledge about the keyword and the arguments that should be passed for it. Talking about the other two file supported formats, they are the restructured text format and the HTML format. The restructured text format is an easy to read, plain text markup syntax used for the documentation of Python projects. But since in this course we are not talking about the Python project, so we will not be discussing in detail about the restructured text format. But just to give you a glimpse of this format, it is compiled to mostly the HTML formats, and the test data is defined in the code blocks. The last type is the HTML format. Starting from Robot Framework version 3.1, this format is not supported anymore, and all the test data is converted to a plain text format from HTML. Basically, this is done using a inbuilt tool which is known as a tidy tool. If we have the test data in the HTML format and we have to convert it in the plain text format, we will use this tidy tool to convert it. This is all for this video. I'm going to see you in the next video. Thank you.